All right, you guys. Thanks so much for jumping on our team call this morning. It is Thursday, November 16th. I am really, really excited to get this training kicked off, as this is just a great training to really start diving in and getting you in the mindset of building incredible momentum for 2018. And I named this Why Not Me $1,000 a month mindset. And you're like, Crystal, why are you starting with $1,000 a month versus $1,000 a week? Well, you got to hit $1,000 a month before you can hit $1,000 a week. So we are going to start here because we are building a solid foundation. And you know, I could do $1,000 a week training, but I feel like we need to start with really building the solid foundation in your business to $1,000 a month. That way you have down those important income producing activities. I'm constantly preaching about income producing activities, and I want to make sure you're understanding them. I want to make sure that you are understanding and adopting that right mindset for your business. So let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully you have a pen and paper ready. I will upload these slides onto the team page as well as the recording of this training. But I do hope you have a pen and paper ready, because it just kind of helps like really cement it into your brain when you're writing it down. So for me and my business, I had to really do a lot of mindset shifts before I started earning that $1,000 a month, which eventually turned into $1,000 a week and beyond. And one of the biggest turning points in my business were these three things that you have to be willing to do as well. Number one, adopting a why not me mindset. Number two, I put on my blinders. I started ignoring everyone else and what they were doing. And number three, I committed to getting really uncomfortable in my business. And that was like really difficult for me to do, being an introvert, being socially awkward, and just like not having a really good belief system in myself. Whenever I first started out as a coach, especially whenever I started taking this business seriously. So let's go over these in detail. So why not me? As you can see right there in that picture, that was me 2010. That was actually about 2 weeks before I signed up as a coach. And then me in 2017, this photo was just taken a few months ago, if you're watching this video on the date that it was recorded. But this right here is my transformation. There is obviously a lot more than just my weight loss transformation. There is a confidence transformation. There is a complete belief system transformation. There is a mindset transformation when you're looking at this picture. And I had to completely switch my mindset into a why not me mindset. I had to have a solid belief system. I needed to take a step back once I signed up to become a coach and start okay, so we all know that whenever I first signed up to become a coach, like I just didn't take the business seriously like the first 8 months. So whenever I say when I started to take the business seriously, this was about 8 or 9 months into my actual sign up date. So I had to switch my belief system. I had to get real and raw and vulnerable with myself. I had to quit that buy from me mentality and trying to make a quick sale mentality. I needed to start believing in this business. And the way that I started believing in this business was just deciding to do it. And deciding to do it meant acting like a top coach. What are the activities that those top coaches were doing? They showed up to trainings. They showed up to events. They got outside of their comfort zone. They did what $1 million coaches, they had the mindset of $1 million coach. They might not have been making $1 million, and I'm not telling you to be fake or not real or not authentic, but you need to have that fake it till you make it. Like you show up and you act like $1 million earning coach. And whenever you show up and you're doing that, you're going to be doing the activities of a $1 million earning coach. And your belief system has to be unwavering. Like you can't be thinking about jumping ship. You can't be half-ass doing your workouts and drinking Shakeology once a month or anything like that. Like, you've got to get real with yourself, and you just have to decide, and you have to go for it, and you have to do it. And if you're having a hard time believing in yourself, and you're having a hard time getting confidence within yourself and within your business, jump in some personal development. Personal development is a huge part of my business. I didn't realize the importance of personal development for probably 2 years into this business, and I wasted a lot of time. I feel like I could be a lot further along if I just would have done it from the beginning, and I just would have started doing personal development from the beginning. Because whenever you're listening to personal development or reading personal development, whichever you prefer, it just fills your cup. It makes you feel possible. It makes you feel capable. It gets you outside of your comfort zone, or it pushes you outside of your comfort zone. It makes you feel like you are capable of taking on the world and taking on this business and being able to let go of the naysayers, because those people aren't paying your bills. Like, their opinions don't pay your bills. So you've got to let go of those people that you're afraid might judge you. All right. And part of that why not me mentality, I had to get consistent with my business. I had to show up every single day. And I go over those business building activities and what you should be doing every single day. I have multiple trainings on that. It's incredibly important that you're showing up every single day. For me, there are non-negotiables that I do daily in my business. And there is always, I'm posting on my social media. I have something relating to the business. It might not be a call to action post, but I'm talking about how my life has changed and transformed some way, shape, or form because of the business. I'm talking about my own fitness journey in some way, shape, or form. Might not be a call to action. It might just be a shout out to my challengers. It might be talking about my own journey. It might be talking about where I was at one time compared to where I am right now. It might be talking about my mindset. It might be talking about physically. It might be talking about emotionally. I might be talking about financially. But I have to show up in my business every single day. If I do not have that consistency, I'm going to lose followers. People are going to think I'm flaky, and they're not going to take me seriously. And if you want to be a CEO, you got to act like a CEO. Like, I get it. Like, this isn't like a business that you had to invest like hundreds and thousands of dollars in overhead and stuff like that. But this is still a business. It takes work. It takes showing up. All right. You got to put on your blinders, all right? You have to be sharing your own story. And if you aren't creating your own story, it's going to be really hard to share one. That's why being a product of the product and having a workout program that you're doing is incredibly vital. Like, I know for me, I had to stop following certain people. I had to stop following certain coaches within this business because I was watching what they were doing, and I went from being inspired by them to being not resentful, but I was like, dang, why are they moving forward and I'm not moving forward? And so I had to stop following certain coaches in this business, and I had to focus on myself. I had to focus on my own activities. Like, I had to get real with myself, and I had to get real with myself in, am I doing the business producing activities? Like, am I doing those income producing activities? Am I inviting every single day? Am I sharing every single day? Am I posting on my social media every single day? Like, you've got to get real and raw with yourself and ask yourself, like, are you really putting in that effort, or are you just going through the motions? You got to set up your business hours. It's incredibly important that you're setting your business hours and you're sticking to it, especially if you're still working that 9 to 5 job. Like, I was working 50 hours a week when I started this business. I had a 2-year-old at home and I had a 4-month-old at home when I signed up. And it was vital that I set business hours. Sometimes it was an hour before my kids got up. Sometimes it was an hour after they went to bed. Most days I worked through my lunch hour, and I did work I worked swing shift I just did shift work. Sometimes it was swing shift. Sometimes it was morning. Sometimes it was evening. Sometimes it was overnight. My business hours fluctuated. So I had to set business hours. Like, it wasn't, I worked until 11 o'clock at night and I came home and I went to bed. Sometimes I got off at 11 o'clock at night. I came home and I worked for 30 minutes to an hour after I got home, just so I could go to bed, get a good night's rest. And then I got up and I did it all over again. And because my why and my goals were bigger than my excuses. And I had to focus on that. All right. I had to stop thinking about who I needed to like creep on. Like, you got to get out of that mindset, how's this coach doing? I need to go see what they're doing. No, you got to focus on yourself. You've got to focus on your business. You have to focus on telling your stories. Put on those blinders and focus on yourself. Okay? Quit worrying about what everyone else is doing. You can go to those pages to find inspiration. You can look at top coaches to find inspiration. You can look at transformation stories to find inspiration for your own story and for your own journey. I'm not expecting you to recreate the wheel, but you share your story with your words, with your vibe, because we are all coaches in this. We are all selling the same products, but what is setting you apart from other coaches is the way you're selling yourself. And the way you sell yourself starts with your words, your story, your journey. Focus on what you can control. Focus on your activities. Get uncomfortable. Getting uncomfortable is a huge part of growing. You can't be complacent in this business. So you check yourself. If you aren't growing, neither is your business. Like, what have you done today that is pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone? What have you done today that's getting you really uncomfortable, might give you knots in your stomach? Like, what are you doing? You've got to be willing to say yes to all opportunity to grow. I remember whenever Beachbody asked me to be the featured speaker for Super Saturday for the video. And it scared me because I knew over 100,000 people would be watching this video. I knew that I would be featured and thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people were going to be watching this video. And to this day, I filmed it like 5 years ago, but not 5 years ago. Was it? 4 years ago. And to this day, people are still coming to me about that video I recorded. And I had never done anything with Beachbody yet. I had never been a key speaker. I hadn't even opened up about like my divorce yet, And here they are asking me to be a key speaker to talk about my journey, and it freaked me out. But I knew if I wanted to grow, I needed to say yes. And it's the same thing for joining training groups. It's the same thing for listening into the National Wake Up Call and putting myself in the position to grow, all right? Create opportunity in your own business, because when you're putting yourself in that position, you're putting yourself in the position to succeed. So get in a place where if your coach asks you to be a guest speaker on a call, or your coach asks you to be a feature story for a coach sneak peek, like, don't run and hide from that. Put yourself in the position to be in the spotlight so that you can just start saying yes. All right. And you need to get so consistent in being uncomfortable that you just become unstoppable. And you're never going to hit that point in your business where you're just comfortable and complacent, because there's times in my business where I've gotten complacent and I'm able to maybe focus more on other things in my life. But I also notice when I get complacent, my business really just kind of slows down. And for me, I've got big goals and I just don't want my business slowing down. So I constantly want to be growing. I constantly want to get bigger. I constantly want to have more success in my life. And that is a huge driving factor for me. So if you're not getting uncomfortable in your business and you're not pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, you are not going to have that momentum that you're probably looking for within your business. Use the resources. You guys, you don't have to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to get success in this business. There really isn't like a secret to bypassing and moving ahead. Like, there's not. You use the resources that are at your fingertips. I have not been holding hands with Janelle Summers the entire time I've been a coach. I don't have her on standby on my phone, asking questions upon questions. I use the resources that I have, and that meant I had to stop the excuses, and I might not. So if you don't have the best upline coach right now, like, okay, there's a lot of, like, Lindsay Matway, top coach, like 4-time 15-star diamond coach. Like, there's no excuse. She doesn't have an upline coach. She didn't have anyone to learn from. She learned from herself by plugging in and using the resources at her fingertips that are for free. So you got to stop those excuses. You got to plug into your business. You got to plug in. Google is your best friend. YouTube is your best friend. Get to events, summit, leadership, super Saturdays. Get on team calls and webinars, and don't be afraid to go outside of Crew United. Like, go look at other top coaches and their trainings and learn from them as well. Like, sometimes when you're hearing me talk to you, it might sound like a broken record, but you go and hear it from another coach and it might be the same message, but it's just in a different way and a different vibe. It might connect with you. So don't be afraid to go outside of our team to learn something. Get plugged into your back office. Your back office has a ton of resources for you to be growing and succeeding. Get back there and take advantage of it. This is all free. You're also part of Platinum Presenters. You can be getting on Platinum Presenters. You just go to platinumpresenters.com, you register, make sure you're using your same Beachbody login. That way they can verify that you are in the Platinum Presenters downline. Obviously, take advantage of all new coach trainings and Emerald trainings and Success Club trainings that you can be a part of. As of right now, there is a current new coach training mentorship that I have going on, and those videos are going to be soon uploaded into a new coach training platform where you can just start sending all of your new coaches and they can go through that training themselves at any time. They don't have to wait for a new coach training group to begin every single month. They can actually access it at any time. Take advantage of these. Plug yourself in. Do the activities. It takes 30 minutes a day to go through my new coach training academy. 30 minutes a day for 20 days. And you are going to see phenomenal success in your business. You will see momentum, but you got to be showing up and doing it. What's it going to take? Think about that next level you want to get to. Think about that next milestone you want to get to. Think about that next place in your business that you want to be. How many coaches do you need to hit Emerald? How many coaches do you need to hit Diamond? How many people do you need to help this month to hit your Success Club goal? How will you reach your monthly income goal for the month? What do you need to do? Reverse engineer that. And then obviously, based on those goals that you have every single month, what are your business hours going to be? What does your daily business hours look like based on the goals you want to reach for this month, for next month, for the next 6 months? Plan ahead. You've got to be willing to plan ahead. I am planning ahead today for what I'm doing next spring in 2018. That's how far off I'm looking because I have goals that I want to reach by, what is that? Not semester, but quarter 2 of 2018. Start thinking about those. Set the bar for yourself. You got to really be setting the bar for yourself because if you are feeling stuck right now in your business, dive in to personal development and start 10 timesing your business. If you don't know what 10 timesing your business is, there is a book, audio, or you can read it. It's called the 10 Times Rule. Incredible book. It's going to make you feel like a complete badass, and it's going to make you just want to 10 times your business because you're going to understand the power of consistency whenever you read it. Decide what's not enough anymore. Like, are you completely just like getting by with the minimum? Like, and you're comfortable with that? Like, you need to decide that's not enough anymore. It's not enough just to help 3 people a month. You want to start helping 5 people a month, 8 people a month. Like, your goal should be bigger and scarier literally by the day, by the month. You need to be going above and beyond. And I get it. It's scary. It's uncomfortable. It pushes you outside your comfort zone, but you got to go for that. Like, that is what's going to really set the bar in your business. And it's going to have you have incredible momentum. Get a stronger work ethic. Like, are you putting this business on the back burner so that you can do other things in your life that might not be enriching your life? Like, what can you say no to? That way you can say yes to this, because when you're saying yes to this business, you're saying yes to yourself. You're saying yes to getting out of whatever situation you might be in right now. All right. And then you set those no matter what goals. What are your no matter what goals in this business? What are they? Success Club? Reaching, how many new coaches are you signing up every single month? How many pages of personal development are you reading every month? How many invites do you have a day and for the week? What is your no matter what goal for getting challenge groups going, for getting coach sneak peeks going? What is your bar? It might not look like my bar, but you need to set a bar that is challenging but attainable. All right. And if you're helping more people, your income is just going to grow. And that's just how it is in any type of job that you do in your life. The more people you're helping, the more lives you're enriching, the more that income is going to grow. And obviously, momentum is just a result in setting the bar higher. The higher you set that bar, the higher that momentum gets, the faster it happens. Commitment is a big deal. This is basically like consistency. Your why has to be incredibly strong for you to want to commit to showing up every single day. Like, why are you doing this business? Do you want to be home with your kids? Do you want to bring your significant other home? Do you want to pay off debt? Do you want to go on vacation? Do you need to buy a new car? For me, when I started, I just wanted to get my kids out of low income daycare and be able to fill my gas tank up without having to stop at $10 every single time. And then I got that no matter what mentality where my back was against the wall. And if I wanted to get my back off against the wall, that meant I had to show up every single day. That meant I needed to help a minimum of 3 to 5 people every single month. That meant that if I wanted to help 3 to 5 people every single month, that meant that I need to be having boot camps, virtual boot camps and virtual challenge groups every single month. That meant that I need to be hosting sneak peek groups every single month so I can get people interested in joining my team and helping them see beyond that 9 to 5 scope, helping them dream bigger and to have a bigger vision and help them say yes to themselves. They're not saying yes to a program. They're not saying yes to coaching. They're saying yes to themselves. All right. And there's nothing between you and the top 10 coaches. There's nothing between you and those elite coaches except work ethic. It boils down to work ethic, and that work ethic mentality is commitment, is consistency, and and those non-negotiable goals. So you need to be thinking about those non-negotiables that's going to get you from point A to point B. Self-belief. Kind of talked about this a little bit earlier on, but you need to know that you deserve this. You have got this. Like, this is what you are meant to do. Like, you hit a crossroad and you sign up as a coach for a reason. You are 100% capable. If I'm capable of doing this after the shitstorm journey I've had in life, you can no doubt do this. You are successful. Don't say you're going to be successful. Say you are successful. Put yourself in that mindset. You are no different than those $1 million earners. You are no different than those elite coaches. You are no different than the top 25 or the premier coaches or whatever, other accolade is out there. You are no different than them. Start thinking like it. Self-reflect where you are in this business and start envisioning where you want to be, and then make those daily positive self-affirmations and start envisioning it right now. What does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What does your life look like if you had the most ideal scenario happen? What does it look like? And then you start manifesting on it, and you start believing that you deserve it and that you've got this. Growing is just inevitable. You're consistently evolving. And if you're not growing one way, you're growing the other. So you need to jump in and really start diving into that personal development. Personal development is probably one of the things that just keeps me forward focused at all times. And I'm always going to preach personal development and consistency. I'm doing the same activities that I was doing 5 years ago, and I'm doing them today, and I'm going to be doing them 5 years from today, because those activities, those income producing activities, I can't imagine them ever changing. They might evolve and there might be like different steps to them, but I'm going to continue growing, and you need to grow, and you need to not look back. You've got to step up or you step back. Make an ultimatum with yourself and then set a date to start hitting that goal. Like, you've got to have this thought that your back is against the wall, and it's either you're doing this or you have to result and go back to working that 9 to 5, or you have to go back to answering to a boss. What do you want to do? Where are your priorities at? Write yourself out a plan. Like, know when you're working out, know when you're doing your personal development and working on yourself, and then know whenever you have your business hours. Make a plan with yourself. Get a piece of paper out, get a calendar out, use your iCal on your phone, whatever. Use your Google Calendar. I don't care what you're using. Plan it out, get organized, and step up as a CEO. And treat this like a business. Be unapologetically you. Like, you're gonna have naysayers. You're gonna have people that you feel like are gonna judge you. So what? Like, I don't want them in my life anyway. Their opinions aren't paying my bills. Like, negative people, like, they just want to bring you down because it's something within them. It has nothing to do with you. Like, people that are judging you and that you're afraid are gonna judge you, like, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. So don't be afraid of what your friends might think. Like, if they're your real friends, they're going to support you. They might not do what you're doing, but they're going to support you. And if you have people on your Facebook and on your Instagram that aren't supportive, like, do you want them part of your vibe and your tribe and your circle anyway? Like, I know I don't. Always keep growing. Consistently evolve with this. Facebook is always evolving. Social media in general is always evolving. There's always something changing, okay? You will always change. But you need to have a constant belief in yourself that you can't be dragged down, that you can't be put on the back burner. Put on your CEO pants, because the universe is going to have your back. Okay? The universe has your back if you are staying in that positive, forward-focused, go-getter mentality. So a lot of you guys, and I know I did, this is what I did for the first 8 months. I just had my toes in the water. You have got to jump completely into this. You can't be dabbling here and dabbling there and half-ass showing up and then going MIA because you feel whatever you might be feeling. No, you go all in. You go all in with this, because if you're just dabbling, people aren't going to take you seriously. Your vibe that you give off on your social media is going to start attracting the people that you want on your team. So you have to be unapologetically, like, authentically you. Who do you want on your team? Show up and be that person. Have fun with this. Like, prove all those people wrong that you think, like, are going to judge you, and prove all those people wrong that are saying, like, this is a pyramid scheme and not going to work. Like, you keep growing through that. Like, you bulldoze through those negative thoughts, and it's going to be crazy the changes that you see, because you're just able to, like, put on your blinders and you stick to your path, and you stick to what you know you're meant to be doing. Like, you have a story to share. You've got something to share. You have something special. And I'm a true believer, like, people in this world, they need to hear what we have to offer. They need this gift. And we come from all different walks of life, but we're all united. We're all united by this deep desire to just be better than who we were yesterday, be better than who we were 2 weeks ago and 2 years ago. Like, we all want that for ourselves. We all want a better life for ourselves. So, like, why not? Why not you? Why not be that person that is earning $1,000 a month, that turns into $1,000 a week, that turns into $1,000 a day? Like, why can't you be that person? Why can't you? There's nothing standing between you and the top coach other than work ethic, other than consistency, other than doing these daily activities every single day. And it starts with changing your mindset. Everything I went over today are mindset shifts. These are all mindset shifts. Why not you? Put on your blinders and get uncomfortable. Get consistent. Get creative in how you want this business to look. What do you want to look like? What's the perception you want to give off? All right. Okay, you guys, I really hope that this was eye-opening and gave you some insight on how you can change your mindset and your perception of yourself and of this business and like of the people that you're attracting to you and attracting to your tribe and to your own future team. Okay, so if you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to just comment below this training, and I will see you next week for our next training. Bye, you guys.